Hello, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Mr. Big Z, and welcome to episode 4 of Banished to the Frontier. We are in December, and although typically December is a pretty slow and boring time of the year, we are here on the new Frontier Forestry Edition map, and we have some preparation and some work to get done. Before we get too much further into it, once again, let's take a look at what we did last month. So, if I pause here before going into the shop, we can see in our finances that we made a good chunk of money. We made almost $116,000. Yes, we did buy a tractor, and we also sold our truck. We built a house, and we did finish a contract. I didn't end up showing that, but before we went to bed, I remembered that I needed to get done a contract. So we did complete a, what kind of mission was that again? That was a log transport mission for, I guess, $3,315. So that is good, and we are still yet to miss a month of contracts. I'm sure it will happen eventually, especially once we get a little busier with our own farming, I guess. But I do want to know, and I would like some help with it. What do you guys think should be a penalty or a punishment for forgetting to complete a contract? Let me know down below, and I'll try my best to implement that as needed. So yes, we are, I think, pretty steadily on our way to making some good money. We have some good forestry equipment, but now we need to get moving towards a farmland build, a farmland property. So I think the first thing that we need to get and start taking advantage of is the wild grass that's already on our property. I think we can mow down a good bit of it. Now we do have, if memory serves me correctly and the math works on it, 650 acres, 6.55 hectares of land, and I'm not going to mow all of it. I think that'd be a ton of grass, but we do have the possibility and the opportunity to make a good bit of cash from it. So I think I want to take advantage of these two mowers. Samaz on the front, Samaz on the back, and hopefully one day Samaz on the rear with the double mower. I'll probably need a bigger and stronger mower, or I'll definitely need a bigger, stronger mower to use this one here. Said mower, I mean tractor. But for now, I think this will do well. Combined, they're at 210, and my tractor is 190 horsepower strong. So hopefully we don't have much issue. 3.4 and a 3.9. I should have done this math earlier. We are looking at a 6 point, no, that's almost 4, yeah, a 7.3. Yeah, 7.3 collective. I gotta double check the math on that as always, but should be a collective 7.3 meters of mowing width. Okay. So first thing, $30,000 out the door, front and rear mower purchased. After that, we'll most likely buy a windrower and then a baler. And depending on how money is looking, I might even have a bit in the tank left to buy a nice trailer for the... Oh, let me just get this. But yeah, a nice trailer for the bales. If we can't get a proper auto-loading baler, not a teleporting auto-loading, but a mechanical auto-loading baler, we'll have to pick them up, put them on either something or carry them not 1 by 1, but maybe 2 by 2 or 4 by 4, up and down and to somewhere needed. Now, something I did want to talk about really quickly was a small milestone for the channel, or I guess a pretty big milestone for me. But we have officially crossed 100 subscribers, and I do want to say to anyone and everyone who is watching, to anyone and everyone who has subscribed, a huge thank you. It has been an interesting journey, to say the least, learning a lot and getting over a few things, but 100 subscribers, I am very happy about it, and I'm just interested to see where we continue to go from here. But I'll leave it there. Nothing too crazy. 100, plenty of good things to come down the road. First good thing is going to be a little bit of mowing. So I think I want to start up in the area that I don't travel to too much. This open and relatively empty area. Yeah, like even just this corner here, without even counting those trees that I could definitely still cut down. Maybe one day I will. But I'm going to do a little outline of where I think I want my first field to go. And I need to make sure that I do not have something turned on. Real mower turned off. Look top left corner. Second line, real mower is off. I turn O, switch that on. I'm going to leave that off for now. I want to leave it off because I do not want the mower to cross unintentionally into any of our neighboring property lines. So if everything is working and looking good, I should be able to unfold both of these at the same time. Power them up at the same time once it gets unfolded. Good, good, good. And then lower them down once again at the same time. Interesting. The front typically should go down first, but I'm not too worried. And we are running over nothing. Okay, I did see this in a previous video of someone else. There we go. Someone else doing mowing on this map as well. That sometimes you just aren't able to get grass for some reason. It's like it's not painted down properly. I'm not too concerned about it. We do have a relatively large area that we're working with. So, yeah. Now I do want to do this logically. And I can tell already that I'm not. So maybe I'll have to cut a few of those trees down. But I want some areas here and there that are at least left aside for barns, buildings, roads, or maybe even animal pens. So I think this is plenty big for a first field. That might even be way too big for a first field. I don't know. We'll see. It looks good so far. Maybe a little narrow and tall, or narrow and long, depending on how you look at it on the map. But once again, first field outline is wrapped up. I'm curious to see how much I'm going to get out of, how much grass I'm going to get from this field. And there we go, no more grass being mowed below us, but I will cleanly tie these two together. There we go. Not too bad. We are mowing once again. Yeah, maybe I made this field too big. I'm looking to see on the map how far down I'm driving. Maybe it's not too bad. Now the beauty of this map is that you kind of have free reign of what you want to do with it. If I decide that, hey, I made this field too big, maybe I can chop a few more trees down, open up the land a bit more to allow more room for roads, buildings, or anything else like I mentioned before. And additionally, I can just buy more land. Mind you, that may not happen too soon, just due to financial limitations, but the possibilities are, in theory, endless. I'm going to get this done. I'm going to wrap this up, at least this first field here at some point. Hopefully this episode, hopefully this day, this month. I will also plow in this area. I'll try to keep the lines relatively as to what was mowed. But yeah, we are done the exterior rim. Time to do some up and down passes and get this field finalized. Okay, first field done. Or not first field, this isn't quite a field yet. I did see one little piece when I was doing some of my passes down here. I believe it might just have been in my head, but either way, first grass mowing done. Now I do want to drive around a little bit and just try to see where would be the next boundary of Area 41. So if I'm thinking here, right, I can go into my map, click on this. Ooh, I still have a little bit of distance, a little bit of room. So let's creep on down this way. And let's test that again. Ooh, okay, good, good, good. I know I'm going to want to destroy that tree eventually. Let's just get rid of it now. Let's do a little spin around, reposition. I can see that there doesn't seem to be grass in that patch right where I'm going to park. That is fine. Once again, I'm not too concerned about volumes of grass. And I'm thinking of going... I don't think two fields so close together but not touching makes the most sense. Like, I'm so used to things happening on pre-built maps that this doesn't seem to make the most sense to me, but either way, I'm on the edge of my property. I am going to try to leave some type of distance in between those two. Worst case scenario, I can always paint in some more wild grass, I'll call it. Let's turn that on, get these both unfolded, get them powered on. And let's see, because maybe off in that area, if I can maybe point, I can't point. If I can point this way. Nope, can't point that way either. Once again, what is going on with this finger? It is super strength. Oh, okay, so super strength turned on because I needed it for... I gotta figure that out. I don't necessarily like it. Either way, enough complaining, enough jibber jabbering. Let's fire these up, drop them down, and let's see what makes the most sense over here. So this here might be a smaller field. How far do I want to go? Let's just loop around back here. Maybe we'll put an animal pen in that area. Keep a little bit of distance for some type of road or path. And let's... Man, we're not getting any grass out of this. There we go. And let's just curl this back down. I don't know where exactly my property line is going to stop. But we seem to be good right here. Okay. Definitely a smaller field. Much, much smaller field. Maybe... I don't even know if this makes sense, but maybe an auxiliary field if they do that. A field that we can use in times of need when things are maybe in short need, not dedicating a full field to it. Yeah, I definitely missed a piece there. That's fine. That's fine. No big deal. And I'm starting to get a recognition or an understanding, maybe rather, of how this painted grass is working. If you see any of these nicer, lighter green patches, you'd probably assume that there's grass there, but it seems like that is not the case, and that is definitely some grass left behind. Either way, let's wrap this other small field up. I would love to see how big these fields are, and I might have to wait until I jump out of game and jump back in after they're plowed to get a good reading on their actual size, but things so far are looking good. I'm happy with this. One larger field, one smaller field, both of them obviously fields to be. Drop that, and let's get this small field wrapped up once again. And field number 3 done. Sorry, field number 2 is done. Field number 3, I'm still deciding where I'm going to try to put this. I think one more field all the way up here and down towards that field. Maybe once again leaving a little area for some type of building, shed, structure, animal pen, something like that. Kind of before I get down to it. I hope this all makes sense. A, in my explanation, and then B, for myself once fields are in and once I actually need to start putting buildings down. You know what? Actually, before I do that, let's start to take a look, not at that menu, let's take a look at this menu. If I'm going to throw down animals, and let's say I want to throw down just this most basic animal, pen. I cannot place here, I cannot place here. Okay, interesting. That might be because it's off my property. Why can't I place that there? I don't like that it says I just can't place it there. I want to know why. I think I'm used to seeing you don't own the land. Okay, I'll use this one instead. Land is not owned by you. Perfect. So this fits here. Let's see if I can find a big one. Something that's really going to take up some room. Not enough money. That is fine. Oh, well, that overrides that. Never mind. Let's go down in price to something I can afford. How big is that? Okay, either way. This leaves me enough room for a small pen here. And then I know I own all of this area. So let's go back to something quite large. Okay, so maybe I don't want this field to be too big, actually. Now it's just a matter of if I can remember where that is in the real map. Once again, either way, if I need more room, I can always spray down more grass. I won't worry too much about it. I will try to keep it relatively logical and accurate, but I won't stress too much. Backs down, fronts down. Let's drive a little bit. And let's make our third field. Okay, so I decided to clean up that area. I kind of messed up by raising the wrong tool first. And then I need to just go back here and clean up the starting area. Maybe make it a bit more square with a harsh turn at the end. That works with me. That works with me. Oh, no, wrong button. Fold you back up, flip you up, back up. Forward, put you back down, get that last little bit of grass there. And we are done. Okay. So, 3 fields. Let's do our test once again to see how big. Wrong button once again. Did I leave enough room? It's kind of hard to see, but I guess if you use the tire track of me turning around. You know what? I think that's actually pretty good. Yeah, that's actually a pretty good distance. No idea what I'm going to put there yet, but we have grass. Now, truthfully, I am not too impressed with the amount of grass I got off these fields. Obviously, this first field, this larger one, thankfully, is a really good field in terms of how much grass I was able to gather off of it. The other 2 smaller fields, why am I backing up so far? The other 2 fields, not the greatest, but it is what it is. Nope, wrong button. I do not need to lower that to disconnect. Yeah, before I drive over to the shop, let's just do a little test. So, imagine you're leaving your house, your yard with all your sheds. You have an area here that you can drive down, maybe some storage, maybe some smaller sheds. We have a larger building of something over there on the right, and then I have a nice gap. Maybe even put something off to this side here, and the road can continue to sweep around. You know what? I think that makes a decent amount of sense, at least in the beginning. Let's swing over. Let's keep pressing on. It's 10:30 now. I have bumped time back up to 5x speed. I think I'm happy with it right now. Of course, it's December, it's winter. The daylight is going to get away from us quickly, but I was reading a few of the comments and they were saying 5x for a good challenge, 3x to kind of keep things comfortable. I'm going to try my best to bounce between them relatively evenly. In the winter months, it might be a bit more 3. In the summer months, definitely a bit more 5. It's not so much the time of day. I'm not too concerned that it's 10:30 right now. Outside of the fact that when you move into the winter months, you seriously lose a lot of sunlight a lot earlier in the day. So, enough jibber-jabbering, enough chit-chatting. Let's go pick up our windrower. Yeah, a windrower, and then a baler. And let's get this done. Hopefully I can sell some good amount of bales tomorrow. Okay, so one more piece of equipment. I think that cost 12,000? I forget. I was looking away and kind of doing something instead of putting my full focus on it. But one more piece of equipment required for the farm. I'm not intentionally keeping things matching with the Samaz mower and now Samaz windrower, but the price is good. The width is great compared to other brands of the same windrowing width. To me, why not? You know, if it works, it works. If it works well, I'm good with it. Let's start over with this field on the left. Get you unfolded. Get you powered on. And let's go windrow grass. Refields, Windroad. Something I forgot to do when I was over by the shop the first time is check on any sales. Let's quickly peek and no. 79% off, that's really good. But I have no need for a sugar beet harvester, especially not one that only cuts the top off. Does that harvest as well? That might actually harvest as well. Needs to be, oh, so it needs to be cut first and that just does the harvesting. Either way. Ooh. What are the chances? Okay. Yes, please. I will indeed take this. I don't think I've ever had a sale that I would actually buy pop up on me live. Or not even live as in recording, but live as in to my own eyes. But here we go. And it also does seating. I do not need that. I do not need a license plate. Did I put a license plate on anything else I just bought just now? I cannot remember. But yeah, sweet. So I can use this to roll. I have to figure out exactly how or what specific type of rolling needs to happen when. But we came here for a baler. Now, ideally, if ideally was ideal, I could grab something like this. If you guys don't want me to use a fast baler, let me know in the comment section down below. It's not going to be available to me for quite a while. $110,000 as is. And yeah, I wouldn't need any decals or anything crazy on it. So that's $110,000, $111,000. If I wanted to go something a bit more realistic, depending on how fast that is, but is that a real item? I think it's a Giants mod anyways. So I imagine it to not be too gamey, too cheaty. It's just a fast bale wrapper. It goes up to 125 centimeters, which is the same width outside of the pottinger as these other rolling and wrapping ones in one. A little bit cheaper as well, which I'm always on board with. Now, if it wasn't for this mod, bringing in a round baler at at $12,000, I would probably try to look for something in this range so I can get to 180. Now, I have to also remind myself that we can only wrap up to 150. So yeah, I'm not going to get this. I'm not going to get that. So we're essentially currently limited wrapping at 150 outside of getting something that wraps itself and bigger. No. Okay, so 125. This is 125, but it's $12,000. Let's go ahead and grab that. We will have to monitor our usage. That's one thing I do love about FS25 is that some of these consumables are now base game. I do not need to spend any additional money on anything, especially not that. I will go for the nice fancy class. Yeah, I think I'll stand out a little bit more in the field. Turn that off. And buy. Okay, so money is starting to dwindle down once again. $18,000 gone. Now, some of it was, or I would say, a pretty good cause. $5,000 for a roller on sale. You can't say no to that. At some point, I will need to bring my trailer. I don't need to, because I'll probably use it to bring something down from the shop, but here we are. We have a baler. Now, as we get down to our baling, I do want to start talking about two things. First thing is going to be a mod. The second thing is going to be an estimation and a remember to myself to count something. But first off, let's talk about a mod. So we do have 2 or 3 mods specifically relevant to round bales. We have the round bale extension, and I think that's what I want to talk about first. So essentially, it allows you to just continue on collecting round bales as necessary, and the mod allows the tractor or the harvester to stop itself so that you're not needing to rewind. Hopefully I can show a good example of that. What else does this do? There is one that has a slightly wider pickup. I wouldn't necessarily call that a round bale specific. That might also apply to square bales. I'm not the biggest square bale person. Am I picking up? Yes, I am. Okay, so here we go. You might be able to notice it on this turn. It's nothing too drastic, to be honest. It just helps you clean up. Well, that's actually a pretty good drive over Z. Can't complain too much about that. But either way, as we fill up this tank, we'll start to see how this mod works with stopping my tractor in its own track. So I'm going to keep my foot down to the ground, lowered. We hear the horn. I can see myself slowing down. We hit 99, 100, and we stop. Now I'm going to hit Z to turn on automatic drop, and there we go. I'm still holding my foot down. Once it closes, we start rolling once again. I am very happy with that. So we have our first bale down. Let's see, how much do we have here? It should be 3,500 and it weighs 620 kilograms. So not too bad. I'm trying to remember. So this would be 12, let's call it 13, just shy of 1,300 kilograms, so 1.3 tons. And our rear weight should help us balance that out quite well. Okay, second thing I want to talk about. Turn off this F1 menu and we can get to it. We have one bale here. We have maybe two on this field, unfortunately. Obviously, these fields are not fully mowed in a real tracking sense, but how many bales do you think I'm going to collect off my initial harvest? Now, it doesn't have to be anything too crazy. Don't even think about putting it down in the comment section just down below. Just keep it to yourself, say it in your head, speak it out loud, and let's see how accurate you were. I'm going to guess, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say, 17. 17, that's my number. I'm going to stick with it. Let's see how close I can get. We have 2 on this one. I'm going to make sure I pick up every piece of grass I can. So yeah, 2 bales off this field. Maybe another 2, maybe 3 bales off here. And then I'm hoping for a dozen bales. That might be... we'll see. We'll see. Let's put this pickup down again. Do our 2 measly rows of windrowed grass. Oh, that's actually 3. Yeah, let's call that as 3. Yeah, I'm okay with saying 3 there. Either way, let's see how much we can get. After this, we have $24,331 left in the bank. We are going to have to figure out some type of transportation, even if it's temporary. Oh, what is going on there? Is that off my property? That might be off my property. Let's swoop around. Let's see if I can figure what happened out. What happened down here? I definitely drove over it. Okay, it just didn't want to pick it up the first time. Maybe it was the turn, who knows. So that is bale number 3. There was something else I wanted to talk about, and I thought about it, but then I lost it as I was turning around to grab the other bales. It was bale related. What was it? What was it? Can't remember. If it comes to me, I'll let you know. That's what it was. I remember exactly what it was now. I didn't want to demonstrate something. I probably lost the moment of it all, but one thing you might run into, and I should get to it relatively soon, hopefully. One thing you might run into with the Bale extender, or whichever mod I'm using, I'll try to pop it up on screen, that helps you stop automatically when you are at a full round bale instead of continuing on, is you might get to a point where you have a full bin, I guess I'll call it, a full chamber, and you're not quite ready to dump it off. Let's say you happen to do your headlands first, kind of like I am, working my way from the outside in, and you are awkwardly stopped in a place that you don't actually want to drop your bale off. Now, if you aren't sure, if I turn off the Z and I go back to automatic drop, you'll see here, I get to 100, automatic drop is off, I can't go forward, and I can't go backwards. Essentially, the automatic bale is, or the automatic stopping when my chamber is full, is preventing me from driving. Also, this beeping is getting annoying. One thing you can do is you can lift up your lift, press forward, press back, see nothing still going on. You can turn off the baler still, and you can move to exactly where you want to drop your bale off. Hit Y to unload manually. And there we go, baby. Just like that. The bale is exactly where you want it to be. Now, I do need to hit Y again to close it, annoyingly. But that is something I did want to talk to you about. I'm glad I remembered once the beeping started. We're going to get this field. We have 5 bales collected already at 125 centimeters, 3,500 liters each bale. 12 bales to go to hit my 17. I do not play by Price is Right rules. To me, if you're close enough, you are good to go. Let's see how much we can get to. Okay, here we go. The last little bit, we need an additional 400 and change to make one last bale. Let's see if we can get it with this small strip of grass here. Oh yeah, we'll be good. We'll be good for sure. Okay, let's see how many bales. I'm pretty sure I wasn't counting. Trust me, I was not, but this looks like more than 17 to me. I could definitely be wrong, but let's lift this up. Let's drop this off, and before we drop it off, let's open up our F1 menu to see what our number was. $22. I was 5 under. Post-production Bigsy here. So I was in the process of editing episode number 4, and I was realizing how long it was getting. In the interest of time, I'm going to cut this episode in two and pick back up in episode 5 right here. I do want to thank you all once again for joining me along this process and getting me to 100 subscribers. A small milestone, but a first milestone nonetheless. As always, I'm Mr. Big Z. I hope you're all having a great day, and I'll see you next episode.